Doc was my roommate in 1967, and everywhere we was going, he get a little box, he pull clothes. He said, I see you in the ballpark. We have we have to be in the hotel 12 o'clock every night, and I never see that killer. And then it was, that person have to answer the phone when the phone ring. And that time, the pilot have a lot of respect for me because I go to the Bible school. When it then called, Manny, where's that Kelly? Oh, he's in the bathroom. Where's that Kelly? He is sleeping. I was in the room, he was gone. And then before the next day was over, Doc said to me, Manny, don't forget to bring in my suitcase to the bus. I see you in the ballpark. I used to see every night Doc in the ballpark. I never see him in the room and things like that. I said to Doc, don't do that to me no more. You make me a liar. I don't like to lie. He said, I said, forget you, holy, holy, holy. He used to call me rock and rolly, holy, holy. But it was that kind of guy that we have a good time. He was one of the best pitcher I catch. That Kelly have an arm to win 30 again. But in this mind, he want to have a fun. The ball that Doc Kelly used to move more. And I have a two kind of curveball, two kind of slider, one hard and one soft. And then he have the rise and fastball. That would throw like a 93 in that time. And the sinker was like a 91 or something like that. More of the guy don't want to hit against him. Danny Murta loved that Kelly. Danny Murta said, Manny, you just keep it up. Let Doc go. He said, then Doc do whatever he want to do. The longer he go up there, pitch 7 inning, I love him. Danny Murta, Doc was one of the Danny Murta boys. No matter what Doc, Danny Murta liked shot, and he liked to hit people. He liked to fight, and Doc was ready for do that, and Danny Murta was in love with that killer.
Seventh inning, Doc Ellis working on a no-hitter.
Doc Ellis has put 9 men on the bases, 8 walks and 1 hit batsman. With 3 outs, separate him and a no-hitter. Somewhere along the line, I'm sure this is all being recorded so that we can have it for Doc if he throws the epic. Looking out at the scoreboard, he can see 0-0-0 where it says San Diego.
During the time when I was pitching the no-hitter in San Diego, I really didn't know, I didn't see the hitters. All I could tell was if they was on the right side or the left side. As far as seeing the target, the catcher put tape on his fingers so I could see the signals. But as far as seeing the batter themselves, I didn't really see who they were. The opposing team and my teammates, they knew I was high, but they didn't know what I was high on. They didn't really see it, but I had the acid in me, and I didn't know what I looked like with that acid. I had lost all concept of time. It was easier to pitch with the LSD because I was so used to medicating myself. That's the way I was dealing with the fear of failure. You know, if Doc's pitching, we know it's high. How high is it? I pitched every game in the major leagues under the influence of drugs.
He said, pick me up from the airport, have a bottle of vodka, because it's going to be my last drink. He said, I'm a drug addict and an alcoholic. And I said, what? He said, I'm a drug addict and an alcoholic. I'm going into treatment. And I did. I picked him up from the airport and had his bottle of vodka. And to my knowledge, that was his last drink.
How long did you stay in this center?
I stayed almost 2 weeks more than the insurance because I was afraid. You know, it was like I didn't have the 6 bullets in my gun. It's like I had 5 and I knew it. So wherever it was, I was gonna stay there till I got it.
And we tried to go back because I loved him. I mean, he was wonderful. It was just that one night that tore everything apart.
Because after I stopped using, the thing was I needed to talk about it to make myself fine. You gotta face what you did and then you gotta live your life.
Former Pittsburgh pitcher Doc Ellis talked this week about how tempting he found cocaine and amphetamines in the big leagues.
A lot of money causes a lot of problems, and a lot of problems cause a lot of stress. A lot of stress causes a lot of need for medication, and to medicate those problems, a lot of athletes, a lot of individuals seek drugs and alcohol.
When you used drugs as an athlete, did it make you more aggressive on the field? Did it affect your play?
Well, I can recall one incident, Ed, where I hit some players for Cincinnati Reds.
But, I mean, you're not the only pitcher who's thrown it somewhere.
I threw to hit them. I mean, I threw to hurt them bad.
But what do young athletes need then? What's the advice?
Educate and make the young guys in the rookie leagues, the rookies, aware of drug dangers and alcohol dangers. Have a anonymous rehabilitative program for Major League Baseball players and a thorough aftercare program and help these guys. I felt that I had some colleagues that were involved with drugs and alcohol, and what I had learned, if I could share that with them, they might stop, or they might think about stopping. So I said, I'm gonna go to school. I'm gonna learn about this counseling stuff, and that's what I did.
You always prayed and hoped that no one would challenge Doc racially, because Doc would stand up and put you in your place.
You know, the threats and the letters, they never really bothered me. If they wanted to go down, we could go down. They threatened me, threatened to shoot me. If you stick your head over the dugout, we're gonna shoot you. And I had my head over the dugout the whole game. Really, it was pretty rough. I was warned by Jackie Robinson about things that was gonna be afforded me that I was not gonna get, that I would look over my shoulder and my brothers wouldn't be there because of the way the things I stood for. I need my glasses. You might.
Oh, the Jackie Robinson money.
Here it is.
Actually, could you read that?
Okay. I read your comments in our paper the last few days and wanted you to know how much I appreciate your courage and honesty. In my opinion, progress for today's players will only come from this kind of dedication. I'm sure also you know some of the possible consequences. The news media, while knowing full well you are right and honest, will use every means to get back at you. There will be times when you will ask yourself, is it worth it all? I can only say, Doc, it is. And even though you will want to yield in the long run, your own feeling about yourself will be most important. Try not to be left alone. Try to get more players to understand your views, and you will find great support. You have made a real contribution. I again appreciate what you're doing. Continued success, Jackie Robinson. Oh, man. I never